As active cases rise steeply, India finds itself in the middle of a coronavirus storm. At the time of this recording on April 14th, India has over 13 lakh active cases and Karnataka has over 78,000 active cases, out of which around 56,000 cases were from Bangalore. I'm Amulya, and in this week's Coping with Coronavirus, we examine one particular reason which may be contributing to the rise in cases: the new variants.
If you have one case and then there are more people getting infected as a secondary or primary contact, then we need to know whether this strain is associated, the newer variants of concern, or is it something else? That's why contact tracing is important. Genomic sequencing is important to establish that this indeed is the variant of concern.
Every organism, including the SARS-CoV-2, has a genome. A genome contains an organism's complete set of genetic instructions. When a sample is collected from a COVID-positive patient, the virus present in it is compared with the genome of all other kinds, be it UK, Brazil or South Africa, to trace its origin. If you are able to do that, we can confidently say that a certain strain of virus is responsible for cases in a particular area. This epidemiological link is what scientists are looking for.
So basically what you have to do is, let's say that there is an area in Maharashtra where you are seeing a surge, and there is another area where you're not seeing the surge. You sequence virus from both places, and you sequence the virus, let's say 2 weeks apart from both places. If the surge is because of the double mutant, then during that 2 week, in the area of the surge, the percent of double mutant in the total virus sample will increase. That's how you say that it's, the surge is because of this. On the other hand, if the percent doesn't change, if the percent stays the same, then you say that the virus is spreading, but the surge is not because of that.
This is how we know that almost 80% of cases being reported from Punjab are caused due to the UK variant.
If we are sequencing at a density that is high enough during, let's say, in a pandemic or even in an outbreak, you're able to pick it out. And that's exactly what happened when the UK variant was first seen. Scientists knew exactly what was the changes that happened in this virus and were able to, put strategies in place. So for example, if you don't know what changes the virus is undergoing, if you have to tweak your vaccines a bit here and there, you won't be able to do it in time to serve public health needs.
In Maharashtra, around 61% of the samples tested contain the double mutant variant, named so because of the two mutations, E484Q and L452R. Both of these mutations are found in the spike protein of the virus. While the E484Q is known for its ability to evade the immune system, the L452R is more infectious. Collectively, this double mutant virus is now classified as B1617 variant. The variant was first reported in Akola and Thane in Maharashtra in January and now has reached as far as California in the US. But reportedly, the Indian government played down the severity of the variant. In this period, election rallies were held in 4 states and 1 union territory, and lakhs have converged at the Kumbh Mela. The mixed messaging from the government regarding the severity has contributed to the casual attitude that we are seeing around us today.
क्या हम 11 अप्रैल से 14 अप्रैल पूरे अपने राज्य में टीका उत्सव मना सकते हैं?
But back to genome sequencing. In December 2020, at around the same time that the first case of UK variant was reported in India, the central government formed the Indian SARS-CoV-2 Genomic Consortia or INSACOG to lead the genomic sequencing efforts in the country. The INSACOG monitors the variations in the virus on a regular basis through a multi-laboratory network. It can sequence over 25,000 samples per month. However, as of April 1st week, only 19,000 samples have been sequenced.
Every sample that is received cannot be sequenced. The reason simply is that sometimes state health officers will send samples without paying attention to whether, for example, the amount of virus in the sample is enough to be sequenced. The other reason why all samples cannot be sequenced is, let's say from one hospital in one locality, 100 samples have been received. Now, it makes no sense to sequence all 100. It's not going to give you any better information on, spread in that locality, in that community. So from a public health point of view, there is very little value of that data. So labs are also trying to pick and choose which are the best samples to sequence so that we can get the best information out, which can then translate into public health benefits.
This is nowhere enough to say whether the new surge is a result of the variants. There have also been logistical issues where the labs have sent too few samples or samples without any metadata like age, gender, locality and other demographic data. As more and more samples are sequenced, the better we understand the current surge. However, with over 1 lakh cases being reported every day this week, INSACOG may have to race against time to provide valuable insights on the surge. That's all from us this week. We will see you next week with a new Coping with Coronavirus story. Until then, stay safe.